In the heartland of America, Iowa stands as a battleground in a crisis threatening the very foundation of our free republic. From 2021 to 2024, the Biden administration's border policies unleashed a surge of unvetted migrants into the United States, an invasion some call deliberate, aimed at eroding the sovereignty of the citizenry. Here in Iowa, this national travesty has sparked a fight for liberty, led by a sheriff who refuses to bow to overreach and a citizen who demands accountability. This is the story of the Iowa immigration crisis and the battle to reclaim our freedoms in 2025. From 2021 to 2024, the Biden administration's border policies opened the floodgates, allowing nearly 13.2 million undocumented migrants to enter the United States. U.S. Customs and Border Protection reported 11 million border encounters during Biden's presidency, with an estimated 2.2 million gotaways evading detection, according to House Republicans. Policies like the humanitarian parole program and temporary protected status for over 600,000 Venezuelans created a pipeline for unvetted arrivals, with little enforcement. Deportations dropped to fewer than 80,000 annually under Biden, compared to over 225,000 per year under Trump. In Iowa, this crisis hit home. Between 2021 and 2024, the state saw 45,893 international migrants arrive, with annual increases of 10,340 in 2022, 16,114 in 2023, and 19,439 in 2024, according to U.S. Census data. Without proper vetting, these arrivals raised fears of criminal elements like the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, infiltrating communities across the nation. Critics like Tom Homan, former acting director of ICE, called this surge a deliberate act, stating in 2025 that Biden was the first president to unsecure a border on purpose, to boost Democratic voters, a scheme to erode the civic structure of our nation. In Iowa, Governor Kim Reynolds played a complicit role. While deploying Iowa National Guard troops to Texas in 2021, 2023, and 2024 as part of Operation Lone Star, she failed to address the unvetted migrants entering Iowa, diverting resources that could have protected local communities. In 2024, Reynolds signed Senate File 2340, a law making it a state crime for previously deported individuals to be in Iowa, but it was blocked by a federal court for usurping federal authority, as reported by the Des Moines Register. Gary Shawver, a Wadena resident, had warned of these dangers as early as 2020, writing to Reynolds to demand vetting for the thousands arriving in Iowa. His pleas went unanswered, a silence that spoke volumes about the state's priorities. In Winneshiek County, Sheriff Dan Marx took a stand against this overreach. On February 4, 2025, he announced that his office would not comply with ICE detainer requests without judicial warrants, citing their unconstitutionality under the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable seizures. Marx's defiance, rooted in his oath to uphold the U.S. and Iowa constitutions, challenged the state's complicity in the migrant crisis. The response was swift. On February 5, Reynolds threatened to cut state funds to Winneshiek County and launched an investigation. By March 5, the legislature introduced HSB 285, a bill that would make non-compliance a Class D felony with penalties of up to 5 years in prison. Shawver called this a campaign stunt, accusing Reynolds of prioritizing political optics over constitutional fidelity. The unvetted migrant surge threatens Iowa's communities and the foundation of our republic. The Fourth Amendment and Iowa's Constitution require probable cause for detentions, a standard unmet by ICE detainers, violating citizens' rights under the 14th Amendment. The 10th Amendment supports local autonomy, but laws like Chapter 27A, SF 2340, and HSB 285 override this, centralizing control. The 45,893 migrants entering Iowa from 2021 to 2024, many unvetted, pose risks. Nationally, ICE deported 271,484 individuals in 2024, indicating the scale of potential threats, like the Tren de Aragua gang. Iowa's failure to vet these arrivals left citizens vulnerable to violence and instability. The state's misuse of funds, diverting resources to Texas while threatening Winneshiek County, prioritizes politics over safety. HSB 285's felony penalty risks domestic unrest, as citizens, feeling unprotected, may take matters into their own hands. On March 27, 2025, Iowans have a chance to fight back. Gary Shawver's advocacy, writing letters, organizing seminars on constitutional sheriffs and defending Marx, shows the power of citizens to demand accountability. Sheriff Dan Marx's stand proves that local officials can resist overreach. Tools like First Amendment petitions and state republic reviews, outlined by loudown-liberty.org, empower you to demand that officials honor their oaths and repeal unconstitutional laws like HSB 285. The Declaration of Independence and the 14th Amendment support this fight for liberty. This is our moment to reclaim the principles of 1776 in 2025. The Biden administration's unvetted migrant surge and Iowa's complicity threaten the last bastion of liberty. The dangers: constitutional violations, community endangerment, sovereignty erosion, misuse of funds, and domestic unrest, demand action. Support constitutional sheriffs like Dan Marx. Use petitions and reviews to hold officials accountable. Join the fight to protect our republic. The future of liberty depends on you. Loudownliberty.org offers First Amendment petitions and other tools and resources. Wherever you live, you can organize, petition, and demand compliance with our Republican principles.